I wanted to know who has impressed you at Summer League so far?
I mean, the obvious answer to me has got to be Bobby Clinton. I mean, this guy has just really shown that he could be. I don't want to jump off the deep end, like I said in my article. We're not rushing to crown this guy a potential Rookie of the Year candidate or anything like that because it's Summer League. They're playing against their peers or guys that are trying to get back into the league or find a place in the league. So you just want to kind of temper those expectations. But when they made that trade with the Timberwolves to go up to number 37, there were two. If you look at it, I'm not revisionist history. It's on my articles. I said they're probably moving up to either get Clinton or Antonio Reeves because they were still needing adding more shooters. So now you got a guy that's pretty big. He can space the floor. I mean, he moves well, and he's also shown to be a solid facilitator as well. So I believe that this, like Holland, he's going to be another project, somebody that's probably not going to be expected to contribute immediately. But I mean, that's a heck of a move for the Pistons right there. That was a nice get up. He's impressed me so far. This guy's not really getting talked about too much, and I don't really see him probably getting a spot on the team. But I thought, in the first couple of games, I thought Tolu Smith moved pretty well around the basket. Nothing great, but it was just I thought he was pretty solid around the basket. Ron Holland, I mean, we see the athleticism and the potential that's there, so I think it's going to be a little bit more work in progress for him as well. But to just move along, Bobby Clinton is the guy I'll pick.
Yeah, to your point, when they did trade up to get Wendell Moore and then the 37th pick with the Timberwolves, I had Antonio Reeves too. I thought that was a player that they possibly could target because if you kind of look at him coming out of college, he was just a straight bucket, and he kind of reminded me of like Alec Burks in a way. And then the other guy that I was looking at, because I thought Bobby Clinton would be gone by 38. If I'm being 100% honest, I was just like, he's going to be gone. There's no way.
I thought he was a steal.
Same here. I know talking to some of his people, like former trainers and stuff, like they thought he was a first round pick. I mean, Kevin O'Connor had him on his podcast saying, first round pick. I guess he jinxed it. But I'm sure a lot of Pistons fans are happy there. I thought Tyler Smith was going to be a Piston personally. He was another guy at the G League tonight who was a really good shooter. Obviously, the Bucks drafted him before the Pistons could, but I'm really happy with Bobby Clinton. To your point, I love Tolu Smith. I love the way he crashes the glass. It's just he always goes up to try to grab a rebound. He might not always get it, but last game had a double-double, 15-14, caught a couple lobs, looked really great out there. Really like him. One guy that I've been kind of like advocating for, and I really like is Donis Jenkins, the Pistons guy. The type of pace he plays with at the point guard position at such a young age. I really haven't seen that in quite some time. I know they gave him a two-way. I don't know what the plans are. I don't know if it's going to be mostly with the Motor City Cruise. I don't know if, and we'll get into it later, maybe it's a backup point guard position they look at. But those are the players that I've really been impressed with. I thought Ron has had positive and negatives. Like everything negative, I think he can actually work on. I think a lot of the stuff that fans are really talking about is, him getting stripped, him getting blocked. All you have to do is go in the weight room and add more weight. And I think that can definitely be erased with Ron Holland. But I've been really happy with Bobby Clinton and Ron Holland in the Summer League so far.
I'm going to say this too in defense of Clinton. Not Clinton, sorry, in defense of Holland. He's not going to be a guy that's going to have to be an immediate contributor this year, just like Clinton. So these are guys that the Pistons can just trot along slowly and just develop throughout the season and throw them out there in pockets just to see if they can sink or swim. So they're in a good spot to be quite honest with both of those picks, as well as Jenkins. They don't have to rush a lot of these guys because they did one thing that they did not do last year, or pretty much any time during the Weaver tenure, and that's bring in solid veterans that can go ahead and I guess you could say give them a little bit of pacing when it comes to bringing along the rookies or the younger talent. So with Holland, they're going to be in a good spot. I wouldn't worry too early. I mean, I know people are saying how great Buzelis is doing out there. I mean, he's been showing out in the Summer League so far. But I mean, hey, just give him some time. They got Fred Vince in there that can help Holland with his shot. and with JB Bickerstaff in tow, and you got a guy like Sidney Lowe out there. They're going to work with some of those bigger guys on their defense and getting some of those things tightened up. So I wouldn't. It's early. It's early.